Right then, welcome back to another vid. It's been a while, but as I say often, been lazy, been a bit busy, the usual kind of thing. But as of this point onwards, we get back into being a regular, he says, after having not made a video for 2 months. But I mean it this time. It's going to be more regular. So, joking aside, I was kind of thinking the other day, I wasn't losing any sleep over it, but people subscribe to your channel, to my channel, to your channel, because ultimately we like watching content, you'd assume anyway. You like watching content from that particular person, which is a compliment, of course. So if you're not uploading vids, you're not, I wouldn't go as far as saying you're letting people down, but in a way you kind of are, because they want to see more of you, which, like I say, is a good thing. So I think I owe it to me and to you, if you like watching my stuff, and if you don't, well, what's wrong with you? Just as a way of saying thank you, I guess. I think it's a good thing to make more vids. And because I like doing it as well. It's a bit of a two-way street, isn't it? So, yeah, that was a weird, unplanned start. But, some more videos to come. As of this point onwards, I'm going to get into being more of a regular uploader. And again, I think I've said this quite recently, or relatively recently. If you haven't made a video for a while, and maybe you're struggling to find the enthusiasm, just do it. Just get more videos made. Because think of why you made videos in the first place. It's because you want to integrate, you want to communicate, you want to meet and chat with friends. Why not? Just do it. Get off your backside and start making more vids. Like I say, he says, having not made anything for 2 months and having hardly commented on anyone else's. But it's different because it's me, different rules. Anyway, I'll stop knobbing about. So I've got a few games, and I've really got back into a few systems lately, and I'll talk about them a little bit at least on this particular vid. By showing you what games they are for their respective systems. The first one, I'll show you what it is straight away, and then I'll talk a little bit about it. Now, I'm not taking the piss when I show this game. It's the famous Five on Treasure Island by Enid Blyton, famous books, of course, famous author. Here's the sides. Now, this one is for the Atari ST, the Amiga version, of course, like pretty much every game back then, looks the same, it's the same packaging. The only ever difference is a little sticker on the side or the back, or maybe implemented or imprinted on the cardboard, which will differentiate it from Amiga and ST. But everything else is the same. Now, this is a text-based graphical adventure, as you can see from the back there. It's one of those where, let's say, there, for example, there it is. You're outside like a cottage, and the text will say something like, you're outside of a cottage, so-and-so is standing to your left, to the north is a pathway, to the south is a shop. What do you want to do? And you kind of type in, enter the shop, or go upstairs, go in the house, or talk to whoever. It's that kind of thing. A bit like a Monkey Island, apart from that's more point and click, isn't it, with the mouse? Whereas this is you type what you want to do. I always find these games really, really immersive. They're pretty restrictive, or restricted in a way, because they're old. It's older technology. But it's still really good, and I personally can get really immersed into this. Now, the funny thing with this is I had this back in 1991. I didn't have the boxed version. I had a copied version, obviously, like we all had on our STs and Amigas back in the day. But it's a very nostalgic game because I had it and I loved it, I enjoyed it. I never completed it. I got pretty far in it. But I've always wanted to get the boxed version back, particularly, since the turn of the millennium, since I started going on eBay, and especially since starting these YouTube vids back and getting very nostalgic and buying the old games back. And I've always been looking for this on eBay. Now, I saw one copy. I've only ever seen one copy of this bloody thing. I can't remember if it was for the Amiga or the ST, but it was around about 2.5 years ago, and it was by a seller who is pretty synonymous with extortionate prices when it comes to Amiga and ST games. And he had it listed for £250, I'm not even joking, on a buy it now. Now, I sent him a message, and I was really angry. I was furious when I saw this price. And I sent him, admittedly, a very facetious email. Not rude, it was a little bit facetious in the sense that I started by saying, oh, hi there, I'm interested in your game, and this is the facetious part. I went, I'm just curious, you say 250 quid, did you add an extra digit on there by mistake? Now, I did that deliberately because I was a little bit annoyed, because there's no way I'm paying 250 quid for this. Absolutely ridiculous. And it infuriated me even more because the guy replied back, and he was really nice, and that's what angered me. I wanted him to be angry so that I could snap back, which is so silly on my part. But he wasn't. He was really nice. He went, oh, mate, I'm sorry. He said, it's actually a really, really rare game. And apparently, he said he'd sold a previous copy for a similar price a few months or a year before. And I replied back and I went, well, that's well out of my price range. But fair enough. It's your item. You can ask for whatever you like. but unfortunately I just can't do 250 quid. But based on that price and the fact that he said he sold one previously, I'd pretty much resigned myself to the thought, that I was going to have to pay at least 60, 70, 80 quid, if not more, to get a copy in the future. So I pretty much just accepted that was going to be the way it was. Now, fast forward, I don't know, 2-3 weeks back, whenever this was, on eBay UK, obviously it wouldn't really be in America, this one, and I saw it by chance. I think I just put in like Atari ST games, and or maybe just Atari ST, and it came up. And it was for a starting bid price of 99 pence, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, I'm having that. I don't care what it takes, I'm having it. Now, I'll cut a long story short. There was one other bidder on this item which started off at 99 pence, and I thought, oh, here we go. He's probably put in a stupid bid because he knows it goes for 250 quid. Now, he put a bid in of about £5 because I won this for £5.99, including shipping. So £6, around about 4 or 5 quid shipping to America, 10, 11, 12 quid, whatever it was, all in. I'm absolutely and utterly delighted to get this. I can't believe it, because I'd resigned myself, like I say, to the fact that I probably would have had to pay about 100 quid for it, even though it's not worth it. But here's the deal with something like this. It is genuinely a really, really rare game. It's a really difficult game to find. Hence, only ever seen 2 since I've ever been looking on eBay in over a decade. So it's really, really rare. But it's not desirable. So it's not particularly expensive, you'd have thought. So, and that was proved by the fact that this guy listed it for £1, or girl, whoever it was, and it ended up going for £6. So it's not really that rare. If you put these games on a buy it now, and this is where that other guy was being clever, it's probably going to sell. But if you just list it for a standard price, it will hardly go for anything. Because a very niche amount of people are looking for this. Anyway, I'm really pleased to get it. When I put it on the shelf, it's so nostalgic to me, even though I didn't have the box version back in the day. But just knowing I've got it and being able to pick it up and look at the screenshots, the name, the famous 5, I just remember playing it. In terms of an actual game, it's decent. It's not amazing, it's just alright, but it's a very nostalgic game for me. And when I think of it, it just oozes like 1991, 1992. So I'm so happy to get it. It's unbelievable. And like I said, to think that I thought I'd have to pay maybe £100 and to get it for like 10 or whatever it was, I'm just really over the moon. So that's that one. Really pleased to get it. Now, next up is a game which I've never played before. And you know what? I'd be lying if I said I'd heard it. But I saw it going on ebay.com, so the American website. It's a PAL game. There's a few PAL games here, as you can imagine. When it comes to PAL games for me, or when it comes to retro, I should say, for me, it's all about PAL. I know I've said it before, and I'll say it again, but it's all about the memories, the packaging, the different box art, or the box art that I grew up with, if you like. So Saturn games, N64 games, Dreamcast, whatever it may be, for me, it's pretty much exclusively, give or take the odd exception, it's got to be PAL, which is why you don't see me buying American NTSC retro stuff. Or seldom, anyway. Every now and again I may. But this game, to cut long story short, is called Airborder 64. It's a futuristic snowboard game, apparently set in the year 2064. I don't know how realistic that is to have in 2064. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it looks like a cross between something like a 1080 degrees, which is on the N64, and maybe something like a Tony Hawk's. That's the best I can come up with. Snowboarding, hoverboard, that kind of thing. It does look good. Now, I did buy this. It was quite expensive for something that I didn't really know anything about. I think I paid around about $35, $40, including shipping. But the reason I did that is, A, I'm getting back into the N64, B, it's a PAL game in America, so I felt like I had to jump on it. And the other reason, or the third reason, was because I went onto eBay UK to see, or .co.uk, to see how much these things go for. And one had previously sold for around about 55 quid, which is around about $80. So when I buy it now, which I think was 35, I thought I'm just going to get it. Because in the future, if I want to get it, the price may go up high, because the chances are I'd have to import it. So I thought it was a good opportunity to buy this game now, save a bit of coinage, and that's that. So really pleased to get it. And it comes in one of these Sentinel cases as well, which is quite nice. And it's in pretty decent condition. So that is that. I'm just going to have a quick swig of tea. Now, the next two are for the Sega Dreamcast, and they're both the same franchise, if you like. The first one up is Sonic Adventure, and the second one, Sonic Adventure 2. Two games which I don't think are very rare. I know this one can kind of go for around about 15 to 20 quid, And this one you're looking at maybe £4 or £5. It's quite a cheap and obviously a very common game. But really pleased to get these, and I didn't pay anywhere near the going rate, especially for this one. I think probably this one, I think is around about, I don't know, $6 or something, so maybe the going rate. This one I think is around about $8, and yeah, probably saved, I don't know, maybe $15, $20 on this if you take the UK price into consideration. So really like them, they're very good games. I like the music on Sonic Adventure 2. It's really, really cheesy, but cheesy in a catchy, cheesy, Sega-y arcade-style way. You'll probably know, if not, I'm sure you can YouTube it, you'll see what it's like. But just those typical kind of Sega games, that arcadey music. Really like them, really good games. Not amazing, don't get me wrong, but really, really pleased to have them. And of course, you have to see the spines. Now, Dreamcast cases as well. They fall to bits, they really do. But I like them. Again, it's nostalgic to me, so that's why I bought them. Same with these games. Speaking of Sega, we're moving on now to PAL, still, because of retro nostalgia, the Sega Dreamcast. Now, I've had these games before many, many years ago. In fact, when they first came out. The first one is Winter Heat. So think of like, well, in fact, it's a direct sequel to Athlete Kings, isn't it? Which is based on like the Summer Olympics. So think of like the Winter Olympics, I guess. So you've got your slalom, your ski jump, your bobsleigh, all that kind of stuff. Apparently, look on the back, there are 11 different events. It's that 3D kind of polygon look, as we pretty much got with you know, the generations from the late 90s, the N64, the PlayStation, the Saturn, all that kind of stuff. Now, the cool thing about these Saturn cases, same with the other one that I've got, is it's these hard shells, which are really good. And I wish all the games are like this, and not those kind of cardboardy ones, because those other ones just fall to pieces. The glue comes off, the discs fall out. But these were brilliant, and sorry for the reflection, the glare as well. Unless I tilt it, there's not a lot I can do about that. But yeah, really pleased to get it. A very nostalgic game for me, like all of these are from the late 90s. And I love the spines as well, they're brilliant. I really do like the Saturn cases. I mean, even the ones that fall to bits, I really like them, because they're nostalgic. But these, the hard cases, are brilliant. They should all have been like that. It's a shame they weren't, but whatever. Now, next up is a game. Again, I had this one in the late 90s. It's rubbish, and I didn't really like it when it came out, but it's one I always tried to get into, because the magazines, and it's Sega Worldwide Soccer 1998, the 98 version, and it says on the side, curiously, Club Edition, but I don't know if there was another edition actually came out or not, like an international edition. I remember thinking that at the time, and I never did see an alternate version, so maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Maybe there was one planned and it never came out. But yeah, the magazines seem to give this a really good rating, good reviews, good scores. Back in the late 90s in the Sega Saturn official mag and several others, CMVG, I guess, and whatever else was out at the time. But I never really got into it. For me, it just wasn't that great. It was miles behind International Superstar Soccer on the N64, and I just couldn't get into it. But you never know. I may try, and I may get into it in the future. I very much doubt it. But either way, just in terms of reminding me of the past, I'm really pleased to get it. And it's boxed in, with instructions, like the other one is. In fact, like they all are. So really happy, once again, to get that. And once again, I love the spines on the Saturn. They look brilliant. So there's 3 games left. There's 2 on the PlayStation 3 and 1 on the Xbox One. The first one on the PS3 is Sleeping Dogs. Now, when this came out, I really wanted to get it. I played the demo. It might have been on the 360. It may have been on the PS3. I can't remember. And there's the spine, just in case it differs in whatever region you're in. And yeah, I really wanted to get it. But in the end, I guess I just didn't. Maybe I was reluctant to pay $50, $60 for it. And all of a sudden, you wait maybe 2-3 years, whatever it's been. Yeah, it came out in 2012. And I ended up getting this for around about $5 or $6, which is silly. And PS3 games in general are so cheap these days that I'm really enjoying picking them up and enjoying getting back into them. And just relieved, really, that I did wait and I didn't pay $50, $60 for it. Because at the end of the day, does it really matter? Unless it's a game that you're going to play online, does it really matter if you wait a few years? Well, the answer is no, it doesn't. Yeah, of course, it's nice to play it when it comes out because you feel as if you're playing it when it's relevant and current. But does it really matter? Of course not. So, absolutely delighted to pick it up. Really pleased to get it so cheap. And I'm looking forward to giving it a go. It does look good. That kind of, is it based in Tokyo? I'm not quite sure. Shanghai, maybe? Somewhere like that. So, I like the look of the demo. I thought it was alright. I didn't at the time think it was a rival to Grand Theft Auto, but maybe it might be. or it may be all these years later. We'll see. I'm not sure. Now, this next one is a game I wanted to get for so long. It's another one I played the demo of. Again, I can't remember if it was for the 360 or the PS3. I wanted to get it, but I was always unprepared, not just to pay the asking price, but even when it was hovering around about $20, $25. I just thought, for me, that's too much. I want to wait. And there wasn't a rush to get it. So yeah, it just so happens I've just had to wait all these years. Now, I saw it by chance, because I'd pretty much forgotten about it. I would have picked it up eventually, it just wouldn't have been this soon. But I saw it on a Buy It Now for $5 with free shipping, which is just stupid. That's like £3, and I thought, I've got to get it. It's a game I really want. It's really cheap. I looked at all the completed and sold listings, and it was kind of hovering, including shipping, at around about $10. So it was half price. And I thought, I want it, I'm going to get it. And it's F1 Race Stars. So think of like a Mario Kart, but with cartoon characters, with the official Formula 1 drivers. There may be a few other people in there, like random characters as well, I'm not sure. But it's really fun, really kind of light-hearted. And if you like Mario Kart, well, you're probably going to like this. It's that same kind of thing. Really, really pleased to get it. And last but not least is a current game. It is one that I'm a little bit embarrassed to say. I did pay the asking price, or the retail price, I should say, of $60. And it's Battlefield Hardline. So again, there's the spines, which I like on the Xbox One, but I do find them quite bland as well. So I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not really sure what I think of them. I wish there was a little bit more colour to them, I've got to be honest, because a lot of them just have plain white writing, and it just looks a little bit... There's something not quite right about it. But maybe as the years go by, they may add more colours and design to it, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a silly thing to complain about. It feels a little bit... I don't know, it's something over nothing, isn't it? But basically the game, right. So I uploaded a gameplay of this, actually, on the PlayStation 3 around about a year ago, just over a year ago, when the beta was out. No, PlayStation 4, not PlayStation 3. And in that video, I said I really liked it. It plays, obviously, like Battlefield 4. And I said I was going to definitely get it for the PlayStation 4. Now, I may get it for the PlayStation 4 as well, because I do know some friends who are playing it for that system. But ultimately, I got it for the Xbox One now. It is a good game. If you like Battlefield 4, you're probably going to like this. It's basically the same thing, but the cops and robbers version. That's all it is. And I do think part of the game is broken, or it was. They're patching it like they always do with a lot of modern games. But in Team Deathmatch in particular, even now, even after they've patched it, the spawn points are horrific. They really are. It can be at times literally spawn in front of someone and they will just kill you and you will instantly have to respawn. Now, to be fair, sometimes it can work in your favour because someone spawned in front of you, but you always feel guilty kind of killing someone. But of course you've got to do it because if not, they'll get you. So they should really fix that. I don't particularly like it, even if it does even itself out, because like I say, you can get other people. It's just infuriating. So yeah, it's the same old thing. If you like Battlefield, you're gonna like this, I'd imagine. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, they should just release it as DLC because it just feels like the same game and they're taking the piss by charging full price. Now, maybe they are, maybe they're not. There are a lot of features in this game which, for me, probably do warrant it being a full price standalone release, but I do see where people are coming from, where it could have been potentially a downloadable add-on, if you like. But I'm not 100% convinced with that, which is why I think it probably was the right decision to release it. It just doesn't differentiate enough, potentially, possibly, to be a standalone game. I'm a little bit kind of on the fence. I'm not really sure where I stand with that. So, but yeah, I quite like it. It's a decent game. If you like Battlefield, if you like first-person shooters online, I've not touched the campaign yet, and there is a campaign, which is a good feature. But if you like those kind of things, you're probably going to like that. So yeah, I may pick it up for the PlayStation 4 to play with a set of friends who have it. I may not. If I do, I'll probably sell that one and buy it back. But we'll see. So that's that. So 9 games altogether. Give you a little bit of a quick kind of look there. Really pleased and quite varied, I guess, across numerous platforms there. So yeah, I've got quite a few other games on the way. But as and when I get them, I will obviously do videos, whenever that may be. It could be next week, could be next month, could be whenever. But hopefully, from this juncture onwards, and I know I've said it a while, quite recently, I'll start making regular vids again. It's just finding the time. It's, you know, we're all busy, all of us, so you know how it is. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. And also, I can see in the corner of my eye, there we go, up there, I've got more vinyl to show, so I've got to do another vinyl record vid for all the people who like music, which is obviously everyone, right? So anyway, until next time, see you later.